Welcome to this session on Java servlets. So we are in web technologies class. So far we have seen HTML, we have seen style sheets, CSS, we have seen JavaScript, we have seen XML. In XML we have seen XML introduction, DTD, schema, and what else? XML style sheet transformation, document object model, and we have also seen the XML parsers. So let's move on to the next part of the syllabi or the curriculum, Java servlets, which comes under third unit. So let me give you all of us, we are using internet and we are using World Wide Web. So what is the difference between the internet and World Wide Web? Internet is a hardware component, it is a connection, actually it is a computer network, just like cables and plugs, it is a network, whereas World Wide Web is software part or collection of web pages which are connected through hyperlinks and URLs. So and they need some protocol, which is we are using HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So there are two types of web applications, one is called static web application, another is called dynamic web application. Static web applications means whenever you open, whenever you do something, whenever any user access the web page, the same data will be shown. For example, on a wall, if you write today is Thursday, even if you see tomorrow or day after tomorrow, it will be same. That is static. Dynamic means it should change dynamically. For example, you open IRCTC, the train reservation site, and the train reservation site, if you specify the source and the destination, and if you specify the date of travel, it will show you the table of trains operating between Khammam and Hyderabad, if you chose those two, with all the classes. In the original database table, whether it is Oracle or MySQL, there is no table called trains between Khammam and Hyderabad on Monday. Here the table has been generated dynamically. If you use any online shopping website, you type a search keyword, based on your keyword and based on your profile, a particular dynamic content will be displayed. This is called dynamic web page. So our attempt in studying the servlets is to develop dynamic web pages. That is our. So a browser or a user, your user means browser, whether Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, you will be what we say, submitting a request to the server, and the server will send the response dynamically. So here is a web browser, this is we call as user or client, he will send a request to the server, server will call a program called CGI or servlet, and that response will be sent to the server, and the server will send it to the browser. Now before the servlets, the people used common gateway interface, which is called CGI. It is a specification. It can be any program designed with C or C++ or Perl or Java or Visual Basic. It was the most common way to interact dynamically with web servers. As many as HTML pages or forms, they use CGI. Then when already we have CGI, what is the need of servlets? Because CGI have certain major disadvantages. One of the major disadvantage is, with every request of the client, it will initiate a heavyweight operating system process, heavyweight operating system. If you make 3 requests, there will be 3 processes. These are all heavyweight processes. So that means you require more memory, you require more processor time, you require more processor capacity, and you have lot of garbage collection to do. You have to initiate lot of programs. That is a major disadvantage. What is the major disadvantage? CGI initiates an operating system process with every request, and these operating system processes are heavyweight components. So the disadvantage of CGI is it cannot directly link to the web server. You require some mediator. CGI does not provide sharing property. It cannot perform session tracking and caching of previous computations. It is not portable. What is the portable? Platform independent. CGI is not platform independent, it is platform dependent. And this is what I have been highlighting in this class. Yeah. So CGI, each request is handled by a heavyweight operating system process. That is the major disadvantage that will be overcome in servlets. So CGI cannot automatically parse and decode HTML form data, it cannot read and set HTTP headers, it cannot handle cookies, it cannot track sessions. CGI is more expensive in terms of memory and CPU capacity, computational capacity than servlets. So all these disadvantages are covered in servlet. Servlet can link directly to the web server. Servlets can share data among each other. Servlets can perform session tracking and caching. Servlets are portable. You know that Java is portable. When we say Java is portable, servlet is also portable. In servlets Java virtual machine, for each request it will initiate or it will invoke a lightweight thread. Here it is heavyweight process. Here every request is handled with lightweight thread. That is a major advantage with the servlet. That is why it can handle many number of requests when compared to the CGI. Servlets automatically parse and decode HTML form data. Servlets can read and set HTTP headers, handle cookies, track sessions. So servlets are inexpensive. Servlets are inexpensive than CGI. So this is the main difference. With every operating system, with every request, there is a process initiated, whereas in servlets, with every request, there is a thread that is initiated. Now let us see the features of the servlets. Number 1, Java is portable. So servlets are also portable. In other words, they are platform independent. Whether you develop a servlet in Windows using a Glassfish server, and you can migrate to Linux with Apache Tomcat server, no problem. You can run in both the things. Even if you develop on Windows, you can run on Linux with a different web server. That is platform independent. Number 2, they are efficient because they are invoking lightweight threads. That is why they can handle many requests. They are scalable. That means you can increase the capacity without much effort because it has the capacity. So servlets are truly efficient and scalable. Number 3, robust, because Java is robust, because Java is very good at garbage collection, exception handling, security manager, and the servlets also, they are robust, and as Java is secure, servlets are secure. As Java is less error prone, servlets are less error prone. These are the features. So totally we have seen 6, though in slide I have given number 3, it is totally 6. What are the features? Number 1, portable. Number 2, efficient. Number 3, scalable. Number 4, robust. Number 5, secure. Number 6, less error prone. Now, so we are going to see servlet API. Now, what the API means? Application program interface. So there is a servlet API. What is the difference between interface and a class? class will provide with implementation details when it is mentioning the method. So, class contains method as well as implementation. So, if you implement a class, you have to stick on with the implementation provided in the class. Whereas in interface, the only methods are mentioned, but not the implementation. So, you can choose your own implementation. For example, you are coming from home to the college. The default implementation is coming by college bus, that is one the implementation. The second implementation, you may come on bike. Number 3, you may come in auto. Number 4, you may come in RTC, or you may come by walk if you are strong enough. So, these are all different implementations. If you stick on to one implementation, there is a class, but in interface no implementation is provided. You can override. If you remember overriding and overloading, you can override the methods in the interface. That means you can write your own implementation for the methods given in the interface, but in the class it is not possible. Now, coming to the web applications, we should know about Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. What is hypertext? Set of documents in a given document that contain text, graphics, video, audio clips, as well as navigation links to the different parts of the document. The man behind the internet in the today's world, the man behind HTTP protocol, the man behind World Wide Web, the man behind internet age is Tim Berners-Lee, Sir Timothy John Berners-Lee. If he is the inventor, he has changed the face of the whole world. You cannot imagine the life without internet. He is the man behind it. So, it is not only a protocol for transferring hypertext, it can be used for plain text, hypertext, audio, images, internet. You can access internet. So, HTTP functions as a combination of file transfer protocol and SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. So, it is an application level protocol for distributed collaborative hypermedia information systems. This is the foundation for data communication, almost all from 1990. It is a generic stateless protocol. HTTP is a TCP IP based communication protocol which can be used to deliver the data on the World Wide Web, and it provides a standard way for computers to communicate with each other. HTTP specification shows how clients can request the data and send to the server, and how the server respond to these requests. So, it is a request response paradigm. There are some features. HTTP is connectionless. That means once you establish the connection, once you exchange the communication between the client and the server, the next time when they communicate with each other, they will be totally newcomers. So, it is like a new connection, that is called connectionless protocol. Number 2, it is media independent. As I have been telling in the last slide, you can use any type of data with appropriate multipurpose internet mail extension MIME. You can use video, you can use audio, you can use image, you can use text, you can use hypertext, any script. Number 3, HTTP is stateless. Whenever a communication is established, it will remember the process will remember many things about the communication party. మనం ఒక వ్యక్తిని చూసాం అనుకోండి, we will remember about many things about him, and whenever we meet him for the second time, we will remember all those things we have stored in our mind. That means we are storing some information whenever we meet a person. That is called state. But HTTP will not remember like that. The server and client, they are aware of each other only during the current. తర్వాత afterwards వస్తే they will forget about each other and again newly, as if they met for the first time. Because of this nature, browser or the client, they cannot retain information between the different requests across the web pages. So, this is called stateless. So, three features: connectionless, media independent, stateless protocol. So, there is a web client, there is a web server, there is a database. The client request sends a request, server sends a response. Now, there are totally 6 methods or more than 6 methods in HTTP. When we send a request in HTTP protocol, the first method is get. Get, as the name suggests, whenever you want to request for certain information, when you are asking for certain information from the server, you will be using this method. Whenever you are submitting some information to the server or create or update a resource, we use post method. Get and post both are used to communicate with the server only. With get, you are asking for information. With post, you are submitting the information to the server. Both are from the client to the server only. In get, you are asking. In post, you are submitting. Both from the client to the server. So, the differences are very much clear. The major difference is, when we send the data in get, the data we submitted is added to the URL. మనకు అడ్రస్ బార్లో మనం ఇచ్చినటువంటి డేటా కనపడుతుంది. మనం సబ్మిట్ కొట్టగానే మనం ఇచ్చిన డేటా అక్కడ కనపడుతుంది. బట్ వేరాజ్ ఇన్ పోస్ట్ అట్లా కనపడదు, అండ్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ సేవ్డ్ ఇన్ ద బ్రౌజర్ హిస్టరీ. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ మోర్ సెక్యూర్. సో గెట్ అంటే ఓపెన్ లెటర్ అనుకోవచ్చు, పోస్ట్ అంటే సీల్డ్ లెటర్ అని చెప్పి అనుకోవచ్చు. So, that is why when you are using get, there is a restriction of number of characters, there is no restriction in this one. When you press back button or reload button, nothing will happen with get, but with post you have to resubmit the data. With get you can bookmark, but with post you cannot bookmark. With get you can cache, with post you cannot cache. Parameters remain in browser history. In get, parameters will not be saved. With get, there is some restriction for number of characters that you are sending to the server, but whereas in post there is no restriction. In get, only ASCII characters are allowed, but whereas in post no restrictions, you can send even binary data. So, get is less secure. Why? Because it is sending the data as a part of URL, anybody can see. So, never use get when you are designing a web application for sensitive information. Post is safer because the data you are submitting will be encrypted and sent along with the request body. HTTP has two parts, header and body. So, it will be encrypted. Data is not visible. Here it is visible to everyone in get, it is not visible in everyone in URL. Other methods are put. Put is same as post. The only difference is, if you use post 2 or 3 times, submission will be done repeatedly 2 or 3 times. But when you use put, irrespective of number of times you use, only one copy will be submitted. This property is called idempotent property. Head is same as get, but the thing is, when the response comes from the server, there will not be request body. Only response body will not be there, only response header will come. So, when you want only header, we will use head. When you want response, we will use get. When you want to delete some specified resource in the server, we use delete option. When we want to mention the methods of communication, we use options. So, what we seen today? We have seen the difference, what is the difference between World Wide Web and Internet, the differences between CGI and servlets, what are the disadvantages of CGI, what are the features of the servlet. We have seen HTTP protocol, the method, 6 methods in HTTP: get, post, head, put, delete and options. In the next class, we will see the installation of softwares required for Java servlet, and we will run a simple servlets. Thank you.